Yep, and I'm live with a stable FPS, kbps. FPS is just 30 with a stable kbps, and today is 25th of June 2025, Wednesday evening. Evening, yes. And YouTube also knows that I am live. That is cool. And I have an objective for today, which is this. Understand, no, not understand, but get type uh, typesetting. What do you call it? Type setting, type suggestion for the database. Yeah, and Superbase. And to do that, I have to get Docker due to some reason. Like when I was doing it yesterday, it said that I need to have Docker. And since I am using Docker, then I will understand how Docker works. Not exactly how, but first of all, its interface, and then Docker itself. Teamwork, attach, target is full. TOR. Yep, yep. Here we were yesterday, and now let's begin. Skill draw and supervise TypeScript types. That is what I have to get. Generating TypeScript types. And let me increase the fucking brightness. Is the symbol visible here? Yep. Generating TypeScript types. How to generate types for API in so ways. Yes, I did this all of this yesterday. And then they said that I need to have Docker due to some reason. Yeah, gen types. This was the command that I had to use. And let's see. This is the command. One X instead of that, and project ID. What is project ID? I guess whole could be, I don't know. And do this, and now I think I will get an error, a Docker error. Wait, am I audible? I am audible. Yep, I am audible. And yes, shit, yes, this just goes on and it never ends. What is project ID in Superbase? Superbase. I have this thing. Shit, I have my own organization. And inside my organization, I have two projects. Well, one is this. Okay, and what is the project ID? This is the Aaron public key, which anyone can have. That is cool. And this is project URL. Okay. Superbase project ID. Managing environments. Superbase init project link project ID. And you can get your project ID from this project. Okay, that thing is my project ID. This thing is my project ID. Ah, shit. But next, super base gen type TypeScript project ID is this schema public database dot types dot superbase dot ts, and I hope it does terminate and finish, it just stalls. Let me increase the font also. I think this might be good enough. There is no one right now, but yeah. So base login and then link project and my project ID. Super base link project ref is this thing. Bruh. Oh shit. 1x super base link project ref, which is this thing. Whoosh. And I'm going to go slow because my thing is it enter your database password or leave blank to skip. Okay, it is connected. That is cool. Yes, my goal with this series is just to like get a product, a finished product, and not rush. I mean, programming world is very rushy and very fast and all that. But hmm, super base migration. But yeah, I need to have some stability because in the past also I have tried to do all of these things multiple times, but I have never completed anything. So with this, my goal is to actually do something completed, something that I can say, Look at this, I did this," and do something like that. Superbase gen types TypeScript. But next, superbase gen type TypeScript schema public into. It might work. Mhm. Local configuration differs from linked project. Try updating superbase.toml. Mhm. Enter database password, finished superbase link, local config differs from linked project. Okay, they removed this line and added this line, but this is not a line, this is a file. Bruh. So I want always look at the local this thing gen types hash dash dash local. But next superbase gen type TypeScript local into database.types.ts. Work, please. Wait, failed to inspect service cannot connect to Docker daemon and this thing. Is Docker daemon running? Docker desktop is a prerequisite for local development. Follow the official docs. I think by local development, they mean Superbase is running locally. Okay, and if I do not want to run Superbase, then I do not need Docker. That is cool. So I can skip the Docker step. I just need to get the types done. Get types suggestion for Superbase. That is my goal for today. Not a very big goal, but yeah. But this command is not working. Superbase init. I have done that. But next, Superbase init and Superbase init force. Okay, I can do that. Bun x Superbase init force, and I will be rerouted to my Finished. Okay. But next, superbase, then types, TypeScript, and project, gen types, script script, id is this, and database or types. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Es funktioniert nicht. Shit. Nice. Nice to have you. Nice. Brother, I'm not getting uh, type suggestions for Superbase, and this program just keeps on running. But I have this utils, and here I have prefixed these two things, my Superbase URL, and then a Superbase key, which is this thing, EYJHB, EYJHB. Yep, anyone can access the data through this thing, but yep, they can. What? Dart. Yeah, so Dart is another programming language. Yes. Anyone can access my data, but they cannot write to it. And like to state where what I'm trying to do here, I have a database, Superbase, and I can upload files to Superbase on my own from the Superbase website itself. And I want the front end, which is going to be distributed to the people who are going to use my website. If they are going to use my website, that front end should be able to fetch data from this database, which is free and secure. They can only read data from this thing, and after reading the data, they will get the files and they can render it and all that React thing. But before that, while I'm doing this, I would like to get schema for my data, and that is what I'm trying to do here. I think he said, do not call me sir. I do not call me sir. That is like non-deserving. Uh, just, just anything else is fine. Generating types. This does not work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This thing, it is still running there, still running, but does not work. Let me ask ChatGPT. I am like I am using super. I am using Superbase for something for in my project, and I have created the tables and the tables online from the website's interface, and I want to have the types for the tables locally for development. How can I get TypeScript support locally for my Superbase and database? npm install globally Superbase. I will not do that. I will not install it globally. Superbase login, and then link project ref, and that also I have done. Arduino, you can find your okay. Generate the types and Superbase generate local And this, run the following command to fetch types from your live superbase DB. This will generate the types in the specified path. And I install it. Next superbase or wait, one install sup yeah, one install superbase. It is installing one add superbase, that is the same thing. And now superbase, yeah, super. Shit, I went to the superbase folder. No, RM, RF, everything related to superbase. This thing, superbase, and yes, and in node module, I should have superbase, superbase, binary, superbase. That is the thing. And run this thing and login. Hello from superbase, enter, press enter to open browser and automatically log in automatically. Let's see, I should log in, copy this, paste. I am logged in, that is cool. Then after logging in, link superbase, link project ref, and this thing, your thing, link project ref, this thing, enter your database password or leave blank to skip. Okay, I think I need to enter my database password, and for that, what are you building, brother? I am building my blog site, and you can read the description or watch, I guess, the first 7 minutes of the first video in this series to understand what this thing is for. And I will hide it, hide my screen for a minute to see my password. And where do I get my password from? Project, project ID, password, project, statistics, ABI storage, log drains, duration. Shit, I guess it is stored at some place. Superbase. Okay, cool. I think I have my password. Yo. Yep, we are cool. I have my password. You can see my screen now. I think I'm logged in. Auth email template. And yeah, this thing. And then Superbase gen type TypeScript local and data, not here, source slash, what do I have in source? Inside lib? Nah, I mean, here is fine in the root. Database dot types dot ps failed to inspect service connect to Docker team. Okay, I will have to have Docker then, I guess. Now talk. That error means the Superbase CLI is trying to spin up a local Superbase instance using Docker, but Docker isn't running or possibly isn't even installed. But you don't need Docker or local environment just to generate types from Superbase. The problem is likely due to not specifying the project ref when running gen types command. Superbase use this thing. replace your project ref with the part from your URL. This, for example, if this is my URL, then this optional link your project so you don't pass this. Yes, I have done that. Then TypeScript after TypeScript. Yep. Okay, I do not have to put in local. Then type TypeScript into database dot types dot ts. That is actually too big, the font. It is still not working. Es funktioniert nicht. Es wirklich funktioniert nicht. Was kann ich machen? Es funktioniert nicht. Was kann ich machen? Ich kann nicht. Hello, Hyper Aditya XYT. Mm, types superbase. Whole. Okay. Um, After typing in superbase, then types uh, TypeScript and file.ts, the program just keeps running and is not stopping. Right. Then types hangs and never finishes. It is usually one of the following problems: you didn't pass, and there is no superbase link set. Replace your ref with the actual ref, and globally CLI, it is not outdated. I just installed it. Log out and log in superbase TypeScript project ref and types. Still stuck superbase debug. Holes superbase. Why do I have a superbase folder? ls superbase. It is empty. Superbase and node module. Superbase bin superbase logout. Yep. Node module superbase logout again. 1x install, not 1x is not for installing. Add globally superbase. It will be installed at a place which is in my standard path. It is here. Want so is add the global bin folder to path. Okay. ZSH, no, SZH, yeah, yep, that is a command. User bin dot bin path. Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, and now if I were to go back and do superbase command, not yes, Now it will be found. Command not found. Source slash dot hrc superbase n slash dot one slash bin. What do I have here? I do not have superbase here. That is why it is not working. Superbase one install globally. Superbase done. Where is it? Mm. Okay, it is working. It is working. Cool. Cool. And here, Superbase login. Enter. Enter. Copy. Paste. Cool. And Superbase. Init. Nope. Nope. Superbase. Link. Project. Ref is this thing. This one right here. Um, enter div Superbase. This. Okay. Try updating Superbase. Not config dot Superbase. Config dot toml is something that I have to change here. Postgres one shot. No, wait, nothing is not found. A string used to distinguish different Superbase projects on the same host. Project ID whole shit. I do have the project here. That is cool. That is cool. And now, after having the project linked, Superbase gen types TypeScript. Superbase gen types TypeScript. Give it to cat. Shit. Mm, fuck. That is cool. That is cool. That is cool. So it is working. Give this to data types. Yeah. Again. Ah. Hmm. Now it doesn't stop. Context cancelled. And database types. Okay. I think I get the problem. Superbase gen types. Type SCRIPT. TypeScript. Okay. Select whole. Selected project is whole. And then I have all of this thing, which is pretty big. It starts from here and goes down. Maybe I can copy it. And now back to normal. Database types, paste. Now, are we good? Are we cool? Are we good to go? I think this is cool. And how does TypeScript know that this is the thing? I would have to include this file. Yes, and database types package.json tsc config.json allow row paths everything in source include exclude. Okay, I think this is good, but this is for the compiler, not for the LSP, but maybe also for the LSP. Update this first of all. And how are things are pretty amazing. Yeah, and I hope now I might actually get some TypeScript. Data dot wait, data dot zero dot nah, still nothing. Hmm. Constant of wait Google Superbase database. Right here I have database public tables article row date icon title URL date whole. Okay, whole is nothing. Tables views new articles. Yes, database public types articles. It has a row which has URL title ID and icon. It is a 15th line. Okay, export database. Okay, export database. So what I can do here is import database from database.types. Yes, fuck yes, database is a type and must be imported using a type only import and verbatim. This export type this. Mm, insert data. Okay, that what is happening. After this, what do I have to do? Yes, I do get something like this. What can I do using TypeScript definitions? Import database, superbase client, create client, give it database like that here. Oh, okay. Oh shit. Yes, cool. Wait, source. utils and give this thing. Give this database and helper types for tables and joins. Helper types for table and joins. You can use the following helper types to make the generator. Now we might be good. Dot no 0 dot id or okay. Now we are cool. Now we are actually cool. And this thing is going to be of is wait helper type right? I can do some helper types. Helper type is going to be something like wait, this is the only article. Okay. Export type JSON. Sometimes the generated types are not what you expect. Okay. For example, a view column may show up a nullable when you expect it to be not null. Okay, I'm getting types now. Hmm. That is cool. Hmm. Hmm. Any is also cool. Nope, any is not cool. I have to give data like 0 or um wait, yes. This thing is of what type? This thing is of type. I have to get data from their shit. How do I get the type? Database dot bracket argument of type data dot select article from article dot select argument of type this is not out of set action date type date is string icon in new error message going out of screen error message going out of screen r slash new yes. Yep, yep, problem. I use a plugin called Trouble. It toggles a window on the bottom of the screen. Just to use diagnostics in a floating window as per the docs. I started using this thing. Very long error messages. When using the UI, if an exception message is particularly long, it scrolls off right outside of the screen, sometimes cutting off important information. Is there anything leading is while I think that some more discussion should be had on how generally this should be handled if you are using your Outlook state or something derived from it. Use leader E opens the error in a floating window. How? Not for me. Vim. Okay, if you are not using, then use vim.diagnostics diagnostic dot open flow. Vim dot diagnostic dot open dot open float diagnostic 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 cannot open file remaps. Let me create a remap for that. Vim dot keying map dot set in normal mode leader e function, or I don't need that. Vim dot diagnostic dot open float. Go back, and here, and uh, source. MRC source. I think that should work. Okay, that didn't. Okay, shit. Yes, my mistake. Now we are good. Yes, TypeScript argument of type data string icon string ID number title string is not assignable to parameter of type set static action on database. So I can actually go inside this thing. Is not assignable to type database. Hmm. Okay. In Superbase, I have uh, got the types generated, and I can read a client like create client database. With this, I get types. That is cool. But how do I get a type for a table which I can assign to variables uh, in definitions? Let's see. Hello, Sheikh Nayar Rasul. Nebrasol. Where are you from? I am from India. I think that is quite obvious. Structure of superbase types is like this. Yes, it is like this. Extracting types from table types, import database from superbase, then generate row. Yeah. Type user is this. Okay, this presents full row as from the database. It is inserted type. New user is this. Get the update type. Now example user is like this. And updated type. I do not want to update. I only want to get the user. I don't even want to set the user. I only want to get the user. So in here, after this thing, export type article equal database bracket public bracket tables bracket articles bracket row, and then I can say something like this. Instead of this article, Bruh. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. That is that is actually fucking cool. Now I'm getting types. So if I were to go there and say dt dot, I will get the thing, URL, title, and stuff like that. And since it is the server is online, I can go and MCS sure, impossible cube. That is fucking awesome. What are you doing actually? What is your purpose of this YouTube channel? I had seen you morning with doing competitive programming. Yes, in the morning I was doing competitive programming because I want to get better at competitive programming, and right now I am building my blog website in which I will be uploading weekly a blog about some topic. For example, Gödel's proof of incompleteness in mathematics, or something like the Krebs cycle, which is a major part in this a major part in metabolism. Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, I will be uploading weekly article, and that would improve my own articulation, and it would keep me on a schedule, and I will be learning things on the way. And now, well, we got type suggestion for Superbase. That is cool. Now on. After this, I am getting type suggestion. Uh, yeah. Okay. And now see a component to render mark down. React component to render shit. React component to render markdown with a React application. The React component React Markdown library is widely used and a recommended solution. It safely renders Markdown strings into corresponding React elements. Okay, and this thing. Okay, React Markdown import React and React Markdown, and const my Markdown component equal. Okay, this is a component. Okay, it says in the name my Markdown component. Then this constant. Okay, they have a markdown written here, and then return React Markdown, the markdown component, which has the markdown as a string. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so this is supposed to be the terminal. Uh, one install React Markdown previous suka. Yeah, delete this. Go there. Uh, or import whole cd whole and here. Yes, cool, 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 cool. Here also do this, add this, and this. Now I can import here. Hey, not here, and here, components, UI, delete all of these. Okay, yes, not like that. Okay, I'm not using something like Lucid and markdown.tsx. rename to tsx. Now we are cool. Import React Markdown. React Markdown. Okay, and then const Markdown equals something. Let's say this thing gets a string s, which is a string. Shit, expected, but um, this is the syntax. Return React Markdown, or yeah, React with a capital R, React Markdown. Cannot find React Markdown. Import React Markdown from React. Okay, shit. Okay. Import React Markdown from React Markdown. And now cool. This thing is a string. But apparently that is not how you say something is a string. Export default. Cannot find Markdown. Ah, fuck. Okay. Thing. Yeah, cool. Cool. Like this. Okay. And then I can go here. Yes, I can go here and import React and import Markdown function. And let's get some test Markdown, which is just this thing. We'll use this thing. Some test Markdown like that. And for the one after this div, that's after this thing, I will have Markdown with s equals Markdown content. Markdown type as string is not assignable to type string. Type as string is not assignable to type string. Okay. Type as string is not assignable to type string. Ah, fuck it. Bunny start. Let's see. Refresh and no markdown. Already looking at time. Gonna do this next. I'll save this. Yes. Type as string is not assignable to type string. Shit. What is the mistake? String impacted requires multiple children, but only a single children was provided. Okay. String. Type as a string is not assignable to type a string. Wait, fuck. Okay, yes, makes sense. Makes sense. As a string and as is declared, but its value is never read. Why? Why? What? Okay, okay. S. Okay, and food, food. Run now. Hello, Markdown in React. That is fucking cool. Maybe not, maybe not. Because let me. Uh, 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 yeah. And go there. Shit. Paste. And okay. Div inside this div, I will have Markdown s equals not this. Uh, Markdown content with like with this of course. Previous C run start. Hello Markdown in React, which is horrible, which is not beautiful at all. What was the full Markdown thing? Uh, Copy 19, paste. Yes, C start, and it is coming out as fucking string. Nothing is happening. React to Markdown, it is not working. Delete, or maybe in this copy, yank, paste here, and inside this thing, pass Markdown content. Wait, I have to pass it inside or where to? Yes, pass it inside. Markdown content. Yes. Up, up, up. Nothing. Still nothing. It is not Markdown. React Markdown library. React Markdown. That is on 7th March 2025. Install, import, and use React DOM, React Markdown client, have a Markdown, and inside Markdown given the string. I have this and create Markdown remark plugins. Okay, here is an example that shows how to use a plugin remark GFM, which adds support for footnotes, strike throughs, table blocks, and URLs directly. ChatGPT, how to render markdown in React. React Markdown, yes, and if you are using one, then React, add React Markdown. Yes, this is what I have done. Exactly what I have done. Paste. Don't need this. 31. Yo, delete till this. 31 remove till 12. Yeah. By default, Markdown does not allow raw HTML in Markdown for security reasons. If you need to allow HTML, not recommended unless you sanitize it. Let me, I don't know, previous, stop the server, start it again. Okay, it is rendering now. Okay, it is rendering now. That is cool. That is cool. That is cool. So what is the change? React Markdown. React Markdown from React Markdown. What is the change? React Markdown from React Markdown. Okay, that much is same. But then I have a constant, and then I am doing React Markdown, Markdown. Literally no change. We stop. Run again. Now it does not render. So there is something magical about this thing. React Markdown. Export React Markdown. How are these two different? There is something different in them. Okay, the thing that seems different to me is this and this. Uh, this and what else? Let's see. Uh-huh. One star. It is rendering. That was the thing. Okay. I have to have this from outside. Why is this necessary to be here? Uh, we stop, run again, refresh. Yep, now it is not running. Okay, the markdown content that I am providing to this is the markdown content that I am providing to this that I am providing to this. Why does it need to be out to be uh, to be defined outside the uh, component? But if I'm doing this, then it doesn't work. Or Pin previous stop run again. Refresh. Fuck, it is working. Hmm. Nah, continue streaming. Yes. Okay, so it is working and we are good to go. Yep, we are good to go. So what this function is going to do is it is going to take s something called markdown, and it will be of type string markdown. And let's see an example markdown. I to be honest, I do not know how to write markdown. I will learn that soon enough. Cut this, stop, run, and run this. It is rendering. And by the way, I can just remove this. I'm selecting more and more. That is cool. Yeah. We run. This is inside the component. Okay, let me have some larger markdowns. Learn next in 5 minutes. Go to C++. They are right here, and this is rendered. Originally contributed by student and uploaded by 37 contributors. Message open an issue. Create a pull request. Let's see. Code. Okay. SV. Select it. Haskell.md. Ethan.md. Where is C++.md? ++.md. Yes. This file. I can copy this. Wait, nope. Can I? This. Yes, I can copy this. This is good. And instead of, I will have the data here. Markdown is equal to paste. What is the wrong? The expression is not hello. The string has no uh, call signatures. What does this mean? Or better thing would be to upload this. Yes, upload this to the database. Surveys.com. See dashboard. My organization, my whole. Yes, I have my own whole database. URL. Yeah. Nope. Storage. Inside bucket, I have articles. Inside articles, I have articles and hello.md. Let me delete. Yeah, delete this. And I will create a file on my desktop or maybe in my documents in c++.md. Paste the whole thing. 1000 lines long and upload the file here in my documents c++.md. Fuck. Failed to retrieve project. Why? C++.md, is it too big? No, it shouldn't be. ls C++.md with L 35 KB. It should not be. Ah, it is. Is it here? Is it the whole file? Get URL copied. Let's see. Yep, we have the whole thing, and I have the URL copied. Just go to database, tables, yeah, article, table editor. Yes, this and this C++.md. Save changes. Is it C++.md now? Nope, it is not. Save changes. Now is it? Yeah, now it is C++.md. I have the icon here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yes, markdown. No, this thing will get the data, right? That is cool. And then the data will be passed on to this function, markdown. Okay, and what happens here is data dot map dt for data, and this thing returns markdown with markdown. Shit, I have to do it a markdown. Okay. Let me have another thing here then. Another component. In components UI, another one. Article.tsx. And wait a minute, I will be right back. I have to open the door. Someone is there. I'll be right back. And yep, me back. And yeah, article. What this has to do is not hash include. Okay, export default function article, which what does it take in? It takes in, yes, with this article. And what is the type of the article? Article, and its type is article. And what does that mean? That means import article, import article, and article that does that even mean? Okay, maybe I should change the name to AR, just AR. Import article class. Uh, Wait, I think I was getting the same error here somewhere. Yeah, I was, but not anymore. PV components, UR, article, add to thing. Import type article. Okay, import type article. Then after getting the article, I would like to return it. Return what? Return div in which I would have, first of all, ar dot title, and then ar dot id, date maybe, yeah, cool, and then img with source equal to ar dot icon, and then we have markdown. Directly render markdown? Yeah, I can directly render markdown here. Markdown, which has ar dot, no, yes, no, yes. Yes, I need to get the article first. Yes. The markdown data first. I mean, const mk data is await fetch ar dot url. I think that should work. And this will get mk data. And this thing will be article async async should, where do I put it? Await expression only allowed inside async functions. um Upload function. Okay. State, yes, state const mk data dot set mk data equals use state of type article initially null, and also import use state. After this, use effect run a function, and inside the function const get data equals let data equal await fetch ar dot url, and this is async. Now we are cool, and when I get the data, set mk data to data, and it is not of type null, it is of type string, and argument response. Okay, string dot text await text. Type text promise string is not assignable. Well, let's see what I'm actually getting, and then I will put it forward. Log data get data, call the function. Go there, import article function from there, and it don't do this, do this. If data, no, data, if it does exist, then do data dot map with dt, and don't need return article where ar is equal to dt, and yes, and otherwise getting data. And now we should be good to go. Getting data, and we got the data. And what did got logged on to the screen? Let's see. Tenth line from this article data. Uh, data dot call name to a string. Shit, what the heck is text? Now. Shit, I removed that console line. Course body readable string. No, not text body locked false. What is this whole thing? Response. Go to network, and there I should see impossible cube article equals select. Hmm. 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 I got this just fine from loop. Okay, yes, yes, that is no, 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 no. Yes, 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 might be. Shit, why are a request URL? Okay. Impossible cube is being getting from here. And this thing I also got it. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Then where is it? Console. Yes, URL. This is the URL. Body JSON. Readable stream. Value. How to get body of fetch. It is not the body that I'm getting. It is a file that I'm getting. Let me chat GPT this thing. I am using fetch to fetch with the URL of a text file. How do I get it? Relative or full URL, then res. If not res, okay, then throw error. Else, then set. If this, then throw error. Otherwise, return res dot text. Okay. Not then res if not res dot okay, then throw error. Couldn't get the article down, markdown. Yo. Otherwise, return res dot text and then markdown set mkdata to markdown. Is that cool? Then set mark. That makes more sense. I can just pass in the function name. Set mkdata. Let's see. It might actually work, or it might not work. It says mkdata. Couldn't get the markdown. Initially it is null. Maybe it might take a time. Nah, it is not working. Nope. Getting data and then this. Yeah. Couldn't get the article fetch. Yes, I am calling the function, this function. Fuck. Yes. Fuck. Great. Mk data. Let's see. It is not very beautiful. It is very ugly. Nope. No. It is ugly. It is very ugly. I am getting the markdown by the way. That's cool. Only render markdown when there is a markdown, but I am getting the URL, but it is not working as function yet. Finished. Okay, some text is written differently, but I guess doesn't matter. big and markdown file URL. Just get relative link in markdown. Creating links in markdown links. Markdown file is getting started. Markdown. Example links to markdown files. Get in markdown files. No. They are showing me how to create a link in a markdown file, but not a markdown file. Though this is more difficult. Example of a big markdown file. Full markdown example. Fuck. Yo. Let's just say this is what I want. Okay, let me see the raw thing. Okay, this is the raw thing. Okay. And copy this raw thing, raw tha, and uh, markdown.md uh, .md paste. It is looking kind of beautiful, by the way. After this, go back to super base and dashboard. My project my whole table editor. No, before table editor is storage. Articles. This thing delete. Yep. And then upload file. Markdown.md. That should work. Or some error. Nope, no error. Articles. Get the link for this thing. Get URL. That is cool. Then table editor. Go there. Make this equal to this thing. And yes, it is equal to this thing. And yeah. And now Control C. Ah shit. One start. Douglas of start. Mm-hmm. 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 Some is being rendered, some is not. Some is being rendered actually. Quite a bit of it is being rendered. Okay, when using a markdown file from GitHub, only parts of it are being rendered by the React Markdown library. Is there a way to open full Markdown support, or this is all I can get? And one more thing, let me do some TypeScript thing. And in that, I do want to make this like this. Put this here. And class name width w 50%. 50. How do I put it? Like 1 by 2. Yeah, width is 1 by 2. And yes, and bring all of these things to center. Flex row, flex column, and align middle, vertical align middle. Just justify content and yeah, align. Be the center. No. align items center. I make this equal to half. And we see, go there, refresh. Should have seen stuff in the middle, but this is also cool. Yeah, fuck. Okay, yes. Makes sense. It is just type scripting. Class flex flex column items center. Yeah, and copy the same thing. Copy, paste, paste, and yep, paste. I cannot give markdown to this thing. TypeScript to this thing. When start, let's see. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Okay. Width is 50%, but 50% of what? Mm-hmm. Inside a div. Mm-hmm. Now. Okay. And yes, fuck, of course. This thing, inspect. Dun, 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 dun. See. It is going out of bounds. Image. Over image, we have this. And then, oh, that we have this. Okay, root is full. This is this. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. So this thing doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. Div. Okay, I am feeling actually fucking hungry right now. But we got this out of this. This thing can be 50% height. W 1/2. And inside this, flex column items center. Yes, it is in this. Yes, it is in the center. This thing is in the center. This is also in the center. Okay, but what the fuck? Okay, this thing is getting out of bounds due to some reason, and but everything else is in the center and only taking half of the space. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, this thing in the is in half, and how do I say if flex wrap? Hmm. Hmm. That seems to be wrong. Yes, that is pretty wrong. So flex wrap is not a thing, at least not at this level. BG black text white. Hmm. That is beautiful. This thing is not. This thing is not. Something is wrong with this thing. It is going out of bounds. It is actually going fucking out of bounds. It doesn't know its limits. Okay. And other things seem beautiful. Yeah. I am an inline style link. No, you are not an inline style link. See, where was it? From where did I copy this thing? Shit, it is lost. But yeah, this seems good. No, it doesn't. But yeah, we have made some progress. It is not rendering the markdown completely. Let's see. Now we are getting into real limitations of React Markdown when using Markdown file from GitHub raw. If you are noticing that only parts of it render, example tables, HTML block or code snippets. Here is what is happening. Why React Markdown not rendering everything? Because React Markdown follows the common mark spec, which is more strict and does not support raw HTML by default. GitHub Markdown GFM has extensions like tables, strike-throughs, and all of that. And by default, React Markdown is fix GitHub and we install GFM. Okay. npm install GFM and remark plugins equals GFM. Okay, import GFM and put GFM inside. Okay. Programming projects whole and one add React GFM. That is the thing. No. Remark GFM. My bad. One add remark GFM. GitHub formal markdown, something like that. Previous here at the top, import remark G remark GFM from remark GFM. Remark GFM from remark GFM. And then 20 remark plugins. Remark plugins. An array. And give it remark. Bruh. And nothing. Still seems like the same thing. Yep. 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 Maybe let me remove my TypeScript thing. Still, nope. This is not bold. This is also not bold. This is not italic, and this is also not italic. And this is not a strike through. This is okay. Asterisk underscore. Okay. Strike through lists. Lists are going out of bounds. Okay. Some text which is rendered by the markdown component is going out of bounds. How do I make it confined to some width? Max W pros overflow X auto break words. Max W pros, what does that do? Limits width for better readability. Okay. Max width is pros. Okay. And workflow X auto. Overflow X auto allows horizontal scroll on widescreen. Okay. And break words breaks long words like long URLs. Okay. Not just this, not this thing. Yes. Max W pros. Yes. And overflow X auto and what was the third one? Break words. Break words. Mm-hmm. 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 Where is this thing which is supposed to be here? Mm-hmm. Shit. Fuck. That is awesome. That okay. It is working, I guess. I hope. Nope. It is not being rendered as it is being rendered on GitHub. Yep. Some of it is cool, but other parts it is not cool. Okay, 13 more minutes. And then I will be done with this. And then I'll read Murakami, Norwegian Woods. Yeah, okay, I guess. And I can also give it some background and stuff like that. BT, black, and fixed white. Mm-hmm. That looks much more beautiful. It will give it some padding. P5, PX5, just horizontal padding. Can I give PXL? Shit. Let's see, PX5, and yep, nope, yep, nope, 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 no padding, no padding. Mark down files, mark down files online. Let's see. Markdown live preview. Okay, this is the file. I can copy this and see if this thing is working. This should be working. Should go back to documents and n markdown.md. Replace this whole thing by this thing and then super base here, dashboard, my thing, storage, articles, delete, yep, delete that thing and then upload file, markdown.md, successful, cool, and mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I am getting the late data. Why? Is this? Wait, shit. Hmm. Start. Why am I getting this data? Superbase.com. H What is there in that file? And markdown.md. Yes, this is the new one, right? Yep. This is the new one. Whole storage articles and yes, this is the new data. So I guess now it will be updated or not. Or maybe it is doing some caching. How to remove one cache. 1 p.m. cache RM. Programs, CD, projects, CD, whole, 1 p. Using this command specifically targets the one package manager's cache. It removes cached packages and dependency, allows you to start with a fresh cache. This command in your terminal with your project directory or globally if needed. This removes fucking everything. 1 p.m. cache RM. 1 p.m. cache RM. Refresh, nothing, cool. And now, okay, it is being cached at some place. Yep, it is being cached. I don't know where. But yeah, for now, for today, this would be the end of the stream. And before actually ending the stream, I would like to do a quiz and then end the stream. I did, I have already done Asian capitals, then European capitals. Now I would do American. No, no, I cannot do American capitals. I do not know American capitals. It's horrible. Oh yeah, I don't even know my ID password for this thing, or I might. Then why am I only getting Walrus and 37? Okay, cool. Uh, American P Tal. Shit. So what the heck is wrong with this thing? Is my internet okay? Yep, KPS and things seem to be fine. Let's see. Yeah, American capitals of Americas. Capitals of the Americas. Yes. Let's go. Antigua Barbuda. I don't know. Grenada. Grenada is a place. Argentina. Aires. Buenos Aires. Bahamas. Jamaica. Um, Nassau. Yeah. Barbados. Don't know. Belize. Belmo. Belmopan. Bolivia. Where the fuck is Bolivia? Bolivia is there. Shit. Shit. I do not remember Bolivia's capital. Brazil. Brasilia, Canada, Ottawa, Chile, Santiago, Colombia, of course, Bogota, Costa Rica. Fuck yes, San Jose, Cuba, Havana, Dominica, don't remember. Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, yes. Ecuador, fuck. Okay, El Salvador, San Salvador, Grenada, don't know. Guatemala, Guatemala City, Guatemala City, yeah. Guana, French Guana, Guana. Tegucigalpa, no, Tegucigalpa is Honduras. Tegucigalpa is Honduras. Jamaica, shit, my bad. Jamaica, what is Jamaica? Kingston, Kingston. Mexico, Mexico City. Nicaragua, Managua. Panama, Panama City. Paraguay, Paraguay. Lima is someone's capital. Peru is Lima. Paraguay, Assum- Assumption, 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 Assumption. Assumption. It is something like that. Saint Lucia, I don't know. Saint Lucia, I don't know. I guess Saint Kitts and Nevis. Basel, Ter, Bas, 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 Bassetera, Bas, Ter, something like that. Port of Prince, shit, Haiti. Port of Spain, Port of Spain. United States, Washington, Venezuela, Caracas, Caracas, Uruguay, Montevideo. Yes. So Suriname is remaining. Saint Lucia, Saint Kitts is something like Basseterre, uh, Basterra. Ah, shit. Okay, we will know soon enough. Guana, I don't remember. Paraguay's Assumption. Hmm, shit, fuck. Okay, Assumption. Okay. Saint John's, Antigua Barbuda. Okay. Barbados, Bridge Town. Okay. Bolivia is La Paz. La Paz or Sucre. Okay. Rocio. Rocio. Okay. Grenada, Saint George. Guiana, Georgetown. Basseterre. Castries, Saint Lucia, Castries. And Suriname is Paramaribo. Yes, Paramaribo. Okay. And that is the end of today's stream. Has it been 2 hours? Fuck, one more minute remains. And in that minute, I can see, yeah, this markdown is already there. Get URL. It is updated here, but it is not updated in like, yeah, it is not updated here due to some reason. ls server bun lock component.js bun config dot. Wait, ls a hidden files dot git ignore. Okay, there is git ignore, but nothing else. Builds. Mhm. Superbase. I have a superbase file which has toml and stuff like that. Build.ts. I can create a build. Makes sense. Bun start bun run bun and package.json. What are the scripts? Build. Okay. Bun build. Missing entry point. What would you like to bundle? Bun build. Uh, what do you mean entry point? I am in my project. You don't want any entry point here. It is not updating. So yeah, that would be the end of today's stream, and